Hi guys, in this 5-minute series, we will be discussing and summarizing the sequence of events which has occurred during the international movement. In this particular video, we will be starting from the Gandhian era phase 1 from 1915 to 1922. As you will be knowing that Gandhiji went to South Africa to fight a case in May 1893. He arrived in Durban in SS Safari, that was a ship, and seeing the racial discrimination which was occurring in South Africa, he fell apart and he started to support the movement of Indians immigrants in South Africa, and he started Natal Indian Congress. He started the Indian Opinion newspaper, and also he mastered his technique of satyagraha, that is a passive resistance. He also had a passive resistance association in South Africa, and he fought for various issues like restrictions on Indian migration, issue of poll tax which was around £3 which was imposed on Indians so that they can be forced to become indentured laborers, or issues related to marriage certificates and women related issues, mining coal miners issue. So he fought for them, and to a larger extent he was successful in this. So this made him not just popular in South Africa but also in India because of many leaders who visited South Africa during this period. One particular person you can tell about Gopal Krishna Gokhale, whom he also called as his political guru. So when he arrived in India, so he was given a hero's welcome in 1915. Alongside, if you remember, 1914 Annie Besant has joined the Indian National Congress, and 1915 she gave an ultimatum that if Indian National Congress is not starting a movement, she will start the Home Rule movement, and by the time in 1916 April she has already started. But Gandhiji was of the view that it is not the right time for entering into the Home Rule movement or the People's Mass movement. So he toured for 2 years, and he started his first struggle in 1917 when Rajkumar Shukla invited him to Champaran to fight against the issue of Tinkatia system, where indigo laborers were forced to cultivate in 3/20th of their land. Indigo was forced to be cultivated, and Gandhiji fought against this and won. And in Ahmedabad mill strike, where the workers were demanding to continue the plague bonus, so he supported it in 1918, and he won that as using hunger strike, and maximum of say 35% bonus was accepted by the mill owners. And in Kheda Satyagraha, after the failure of the crops, the farmers were not able to pay the tax or the revenue, and then finally, because of the intervention of Gandhiji, the revenue was foregone, or the tax to be collected was reduced or foregone by the government. So during this period, if you recall, 1914 to 18, parallelly at the global level, World War was going on. First World War, in which British allies were winning and the allies of Turkish Empire or the Ottoman Empire were losing. So during this period, the British Empire, in order to control the rebellion in India, they brought in Rowlatt Act so that any political person or anyone can be arrested without any investigation, and they can be put in jail. So against this act, people started to revolt against this. People like Dr. Satyapal Kichlu, they started fighting against this in Punjab, and they were arrested. And against the arrest of these two important leaders in Punjab, on April 13, 1919, people gathered in Jallianwala Bagh, which was a park, which is a closed enclosed park. So people gathered there and to protest against this, as well as to celebrate Baisakhi. But General Dyer, who saw this as a violation of the Defence of India Act, ordered an indiscriminate shooting in which many of them, hundreds, were killed, and although official numbers were 300, non-official around 1,000. So in order to redress this Punjab wrong, plus the treaty method to Turkey, wherein it was reduced to a smaller power and the power of caliphate was reduced, and to establish Swaraj, we went for Khilafat cum non-cooperation movement, wherein boycott of schools, colleges, law courts and government services were focused, and use of national schools or use of Khadi were proposed. And even in the second stage, Gandhi told that they will be going for using civil disobedience, and if everything could be achieved, they can attain Swaraj within 1 year. That was a promise which was given by Gandhiji. And all this was decided in the most important session of Nagpur session 1920. That is very important one, because this was also the session in which provincial Congress committees came to existence, and this also made very important change in the way of approach, that we will fight through legitimate means, not just through constitutional means alone. And till 1922 the movement was going on. In 1922, when violence broke out and 22 policemen were burnt alive by the angry mob in Chauri Chaura, Gandhiji withdrew this movement on February 5, 1922, telling that the people have not understood what really is the mass movement, and he followed a STS strategy, struggle truce struggle strategy. And this decline or withdrawal has led to the next phase of revolutionary terrorism, which started majorly from 1924, that we will be seeing in the upcoming video. Thank you everyone.